What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. Let's go ahead and take a look at XRP, guys. Actually, you know what? A couple things worth mentioning here within, I guess, some fundamental releases, right? But I want to go ahead and just kind of ease things into you right now because the things are a little bit slow in price action. So while these things happen, let me just go ahead and touch down with some fundamentals first, right, guys? So let's go ahead and take a look at this first thing actually mentioned here by Jack the Rippler, and this is actually just in, right? What was this posted? Just about 8 hours ago, right? So yeah, just in, the trial lawyer who signed the Ripple versus SEC case has resigned, right? So he's pretty much saying that the SEC versus Ripple case is basically over with this document, right, guys? So very, very interesting times indeed with this. Now, check this out, guys. So breaking news here from Kenny Nguyen saying that Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse is expected to be chosen on the advisory seat for the White House Crypto Council, New York Post report. So this is absolutely bullish things, guys. These are amazing things that can happen for the crypto space, and this, I mean, specifically here for the XRP community and the XRP company itself, right? But the Ripple company, right? But check this out now, guys. We have another thing to kind of look at here. I know that some of you are already aware of his next post here, but in case you're not, then you're actually catching it here for the first time, right, guys? So this is actually from the Grayscale website here, and you are noticing that this is the Grayscale XRP Trust, and you're getting in all the information here regarding the investment platform, right, guys? So, and among this, right, you'll be able to, I mean, guys, the overview is here. The website is here for you to check out for yourself. So you guys go ahead and see what's up with this. But Grayscale, this is a big deal as well, okay, team? So not only are we getting some really bullish news here in the fundamentals, right, but I also am noticing that there is a pattern that could be signaling a potential upside in the shorter time frame within the technicals of the chart itself, okay, guys? So before we get into that, I just want to go ahead and remind you guys that I am about to expose into a deeper pocket here, guys. I mentioned it yesterday, right? But I am getting ready. I'm literally getting the thing ready here to start the triggering with an additional $5,000 to the $10,000 that we were going to start with, guys. So now, just so you can see it here, right, $16,000 is going to be the initial capital here. And we're going to be trading about 400,000 tokens of the XCN, right, guys? So we're getting closer and closer to seeing the true performance here as I approach zero commission fees. Okay, guys, as soon as this thing is reached, I'm not going to mention it here whatsoever ever again. So you still have the opportunity to make sure to get it. Click on that link on the top right, guys, and it'll be yours for a ridiculous low fee. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and cancel all this bullshit here. Make sure to get ourselves into the XRP analysis and find out exactly what we're talking about within this formation, right, guys? So what is the formation that ARCa is seeing? Well, here's one thing that I want to talk to you about first, okay? Usually there is I want to show you a bearish side, but I don't want to show you that as the bearish side is that this is what's going to happen, right? Because there's something else that's building here that is kind of invalidating that bearish side of things, all in all, right? So there is a formation called a dead cat bounce, right? A dead cat bounce signals continuation to the downside. And that's actually something that looks like this, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at what it kind of looks like, right? Dead cat bounces kind of look like this here. So you get this immediate downturn, right? Then you get that upside and then the continuation, similarly to what we're what we're observing here within the XRP chart, right? You have that upside and then the continuation to the downside. Now, the critical thing about this is that not a lot of people are kind of understanding how the dead cat works, right? Because if the dead cat were in fact something that's you know, giving us some type of signal for continuation on the downside, volume has a lot to do with it as well, okay, you guys? So if the dead cat is in fact inside, right, and I'm sorry, if it's in play is what I'm trying to say, then this would be the next situation happening, right? We would get the declining of volume towards the upside, which is kind of something that we already got, right? But the curious thing here is that to validate a dead cat on the downturn, we also would have to pick up the volume, right, as we go towards the downside. But I want you to notice here that volume itself is not in fact increasing on the downturn of price, right? That's what's curious here. So take a look at the volume profile. Look at this. Complete decline in volume with price action declining as well. That tells you that there could be sell side weakness. Okay, now if there is sell side weakness on this, guys, that would put us in a very curious situation, because now what formation would it be that we're forming, in a psychological basis, right? What would it be that we're forming here with downside volume? Well, what's required is actually a falling wedge. The triangle family requires volume to decrease alongside the convergence of price in order for us to validate some of the first signals that were within that formation in the first place. So a falling wedge is a bullish formation if it's built on the upside or built during a downside. That's the greatest thing about this, because it's completely directional and one way. It doesn't mean that it can't be played with the shorts, right? It doesn't mean that it can't be played to the downside. It just means that it favors the bulls, historically speaking, right, guys? So let's go ahead and draw that in and find out what that's telling us, right, guys? I want to be able to bring up to you here any type of information that I can get in order for us to have like the biggest edge on the market, right, guys? So if we don't do that, if we don't start kind of using our imaginations here and seeing what could be built here, psychologically speaking, then we're going to kind of be, trapped on the wrong side, on the wrong side of the boat. And we don't want to do that, guys. We absolutely do not want to do that, right? So this is kind of what I'm observing here, right? So this is your triangle family here, right? We get the pricing, we get the price converging, we get the signature downside in volume, right? We get the declining volume. All of this is pertinent to a falling wedge or a triangle family formation. Now, of course, we typically look at this as, this thing tends to break out at 65 to 75% to the apex. The apex could be somewhere down here, right? If we extend the lines, you'll start to, see the end of the tunnel, right? So there's your wedge, right? But it doesn't, here's the thing, it typically breaks out around 65 to 75 or 65 to 75% to the apex, right? Which could be here, which all in all could be Friday, but that is not what I'm actually saying here. This triangle doesn't have to, fulfill the 65 to 75% basis. It doesn't have to, right? So the thing is that these things usually break out at around test number 3. So this was a fake out here. So we have test number 1, test number 2, and they're I'm not sure if that's going to be it here, right? But it's showing a pretty nice bottom here from 234, and now we're increasing up to the prices of 244 as we speak. If that's going to be the case, then we have 2 targets to the upside to observe. I'm saying, guys, this is a complete speculation. I'm going to go ahead and try to validate this with momentum and volatility right after this. So just kind of hang tight with me and we'll find out. Right, guys? Remember that this is not scripted. I look at the chart for the first time when I'm recording this or filming this, and we're going to go over the potentials of price right as we do this in the one take. Right, guys? That's the way we do it. We want to make sure that we can portray the message in that manner. Okay, so number 1 target would be from the potential breakout, which could be in the next 4-hour bar. If it is in the next 4-hour bar, then this is the area here that you would consider for an upside in price action on that breakout, taking us right to the 50% of this zone here, which could be around 265.49. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of a receipt on there so that we can kind of all be in the same page, right? So let's just say that this would be right about here, right? And now the larger target would be one to observe here too. So that would be just about like this here. And we apply it in the same area because we're kind of implying here that we would break out from this point here. So now, curiously speaking, your target is coming right up to that top bound that we were talking about at a 273.02. Fair enough, right? Fair enough. I think that it very well has a chance to get up into those areas there. 274.83 would be the absolute target top here. And yeah, so if it is the case that we're observing here a potential 273 top, because remember this was a target on the upside that we were talking about just yesterday, right? So knowing that volatility and everything is kind of contracting here, right? Look at this, right? We're contracting. That means that less participants is happening, right, guys? It's in the immediate short-term time frame. We could be experiencing some expansion, which could be good to cascade or domino effect into the larger time, but we would really need exponential. I mean, we would need a little bit more of a, more of a parabolic feel on volatility here to suggest a continuation. Here's the new 30-minute bar, and we are signaling continuation towards expansion. Okay, we still have an upside bias on 30-minute time frame. The 15-minute time frame just closed, and it's starting to burst a signal here. Now, I will say that this feels a little weak in its upside signal, so there could be a little bit of a pullback here, immediate short term. Validate 243.51 before continuation to the upside. And if that's the case, then the 15-minute time frame may actually experience a little bit of a pullback from 245.93 to about 246.53 back to its 50%, which could be located right around this area of 245.20 to around 244.62. Okay, so in other words, I'm saying that this is kind of catching its upside here, but it doesn't go without a potential drop in the immediate short term. You have a little bit of a rising wedge here, right? Another triangle family, but this triangle family is slightly bearish, but within the immediate short. That means that price action is likely to come back down into the zones of about 238.90 to about 240.68. I'm going to go ahead and draw that in there, just like this here, okay, guys? Price action can show its true colors in here before continuing to the upside. Okay, so the important thing here is that we are, if we can do this, guys, we have your lower bound here, right? We have a higher low here. So what we want to do is now start experiencing this pivot with a new higher low, with a new higher high, sorry. So that would be a structure or a series of higher highs and higher lows. That would be the greatest thing to do. So seeing that there could be a pullback into this area here would give us a new higher low. Right? So then we can see how price action can continue. Let's go ahead and go beyond this, right? So let's go to the bi-hourly time frame and say, okay, volatility is relatively, stagnant here, but it is showing an upside bias. 30-minute time frame, same situation, right? We're kind of it's at a choke, right? We're kind of just chilling here, and it almost feels like price is being suppressed, like outside of our will, man. It's pure speculation here, right? But it is what it is. 6-hour time frame closing in an hour and a half, and it's showing a huge green bar on this, so that could shift momentum towards the upside. 8-hour time frame closing in about 3.5 hours. We're already at the 8-hour prior bar retrace, right? So this is why we're facing some resistance here. I can see that now. The pullback would be back down to the areas of what? 241, just like we said, 238 maybe. That could be the zone for the 8-hour the 8-hour decompression level to its 50%, which could be 240. We're already talking about those targets there, guys. Okay, so good stuff. Now, the next thing to kind of observe here is that the 12-hour time frame is already kind of pulling back from its 50%. So meaning that this was the bar that closed. We go to the upside, meet its 50%, and do whatever we have to do from there. Daily time frame as well. Check it out. This was our prior day. We opened up the new day here just about 5 hours ago, and we're kind of retracing back to its 50%, and we now have to find out some supports down here. 242, maybe 240s, 238, like we said. It's feeling like it could be that, okay, guys? I'm not going to say that that's the end-all, be-all, but I will say that this is just practicing typical market dynamics. And if there is going to be a shift to the upside here, then we're really going to need to have that immediate short-term time frame push, because these larger time frames are suggesting some lower targets, but that's because of that huge green bar that we experience here, guys. That's next to COVID, like what the heck sold off that hard? You know what I mean? It's like the tariffs really did that? No, dude, it doesn't feel like it. Again, I'm just speculating, guys. And you know what? I just made this video fucking super long again. So if you're still here, throw those ATWs in the chat, man. I love you guys so much, and I love that you guys watch all the way every single time. Let's get everybody to be curious what the hell is even ATW, right? I love you guys so damn much, man. I love that we can chill here and speak on the XRP chart on a nightly basis, right, guys? Sorry again for being super sick over the last few days, but we are back in action. We are looking pretty good, and the lectures for the master students are going to start yet again starting this Saturday. So please, it is not too late. Make sure to get your butts inside of the ARC Masters course at Gmail, and we'll go ahead and give you the disclaimer and give you the syllabus alongside with that, okay, guys, for whatever course that you're looking for. But particularly here for the beginners, charting and mentorship, that's charting and trading mentorship. That's what I want to really highlight here, right, guys? Let's learn how to trade trade. Let's make sure to fulfill that New Year's resolution and get this thing going. Okay, guys? I love you all so much. If any questions, you know where to reach me. I think this is a pretty good place to leave off, and we'll do the damn little dance from here. Okay, guys? I love you. I love you. I love you. And I love you, man. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever, ever, 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 ever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your night and or day. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team. Oh, yeah.